Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Bitter Rivals podcast. This is episode 61. It is June the 12th, and we have a Stanley Cup final to talk about. We have two teams. I think, like a lot of people predicted, we have the Colorado Avalanche coming out of the West. It was, I think, a lot of people's predictions at the beginning of the playoffs were either Colorado or Calgary, if I'm not mistaken. That was...
Yeah, most people. I definitely had that as my Western Conference final, but we'll get into that a little later.
As did I. So, yeah, let's start in the West because that one finished a while ago. So let's get that one out of the way, and then we can move over to the East because I got lots to say about the East. But starting in the West, so Colorado really, they're a goaltender away from being a perfect hockey team, in my opinion. Like, yeah. Really.
No, straight up.
They're so good. Cale Makar, I think the Bobby Orr comparisons are a little bit outrageous. Like, you cannot, like, this kid's 3 years into his career, you cannot say that he's Bobby Orr. That's just crazy to say.
Or even the claim of someone on Sportsnet said it, that he's the best defenseman since Bobby Orr. It's like relax a little bit, just a little bit.
Yeah, Paul Coffey, Niedermeyer,
Lidstrom,
yeah, come on now.
Like,
come on.
But I get it. He's fucking phenomenal.
He is. He's right now. I think he's clearly the best defenseman in the league. The only guy I think who gives him probably a run for his money, and we're talking from an overall perspective here, is probably Victor Hedman. I want to say. I would say it's them two at the top. And I think Makar is going to win the Norris this year for sure.
Like, I think me and you talked about this a fucking while back, how stacked this kind of defense group is kind of in the league right now, with guys like Makar, Fox, Hedman, Petro, like Roman Josi, yeah. Like, it's sad that some of these guys aren't going to be winning Norrises, because they all could easily be doing it.
In any other season, they would, yeah.
Any other season, yeah. But I think, yeah, Makar's definitely by like a fucking toenail ahead of Hedman here.
Yeah. Yes, I would agree with that. Anyway, and yeah, they also have Devontae's. Samuel Girard's hurt right now, but he's elite. Like, they're just so good, and McKinnon is a gamer, man. He is a gamer.
I didn't think he could step it up like another level, because he's kind of been carrying them for the last 2-3 years.
They have Rantanen and Landeskog, and they have like Kadri. We got to talk about that, by the way.
We do, yeah. But it felt like again, not that those guys aren't good, but it felt like McKinnon was the real like driving force of everything. I didn't think he could take it to another level, and he absolutely has. It's phenomenal to watch.
Yeah, and I think from a fan's perspective, like from a totally neutral fan's perspective, what a final we have here. Like,
this is like, in terms of like quality, this has got to be probably the best final since like the 08-09 Wings and Penguins, probably.
Oh, that was a hell of a final, yeah.
Well, we got two of those. But like, yeah, like in terms like, again, not to shit on like the Habs and the Dallas Stars and a couple other teams that have been in the finals recently, but like, it's not always been best on best. This is legitimately best on best.
Yeah, and I think if you give them Freddie and a healthy Freddie Anderson, give Colorado a healthy Freddie Anderson, and they are like almost a perfect hockey team.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because Darcy Kemper, he's getting it done, I guess. But I think we could all agree Darcy Kemper is not elite.
You know, he's like on that like B level, like.
Exactly. Like not fringe starter, but bottom half of starters in the league, I would say.
Yeah. Like he's a good 1B.
Yeah, exactly. So diving a little deeper into that series, the Western Conference Final, the Edmonton Oilers lost in 4. They got swept, eh? 4 games. Swept. They got Colorado's only lost 2 games so far in this playoff. Oh my god. McDavid, just what he did in the previous 2 series, he did not do. And that is carry the Edmonton Oilers to a series victory.
Well, it's not that he didn't. It's that couldn't.
Yeah.
There's only so much that he can do. I mean,
Well,
and Draisaitl's on one leg.
I was gonna say, can we talk about Draisaitl averaging like 3 points a game on one leg with a high ankle sprain? That is absurd. Like, come on.
Like
He's a warrior, man. That is crazy.
Even though they didn't like get to the final show, like that's gonna be one of the most impressive playoff performances, both of them, that I've ever seen in my life.
Man, so gutsy for him to be able to pull that off on one leg, and they were targeting him the whole time. McKinnon slew-footed him. He was taking slashes in that knee like mad and in the ankle. I think it was a high ankle sprain, and he was just getting beat on. Like they were beating on him.
And he's still dropped like 3 points a game.
It was crazy on one leg. And yeah, Mike Smith. Like, come on, man. You have those two, and you're gonna trust Mike Smith, like. Yeah.
And like, this is why I'm glad
all the time. But like, come on, man.
This is why I'm glad they didn't.
Mike Smith with the prime years of McDavid's career.
Yeah, this is why McDavid needs to leave. This is why I'm happy they lost. So he'll fucking hopefully Ken Holland's an idiot over the summer, does a bunch more stupid shit, and eventually McDavid leaves and wins a cup somewhere else.
You know that's not gonna happen.
I know, but I can dream.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. But yeah, man.
It's almost like investing like 15 million of your cap in Duncan Keith, like Cody Ceci, like all those fucking like Zach Kassian. It's almost like that's a terrible idea, right?
Yeah, you're probably not gonna go very far when you have that much invested in Duncan Keith. Then yeah, you're absolutely correct. And I know he was hurt, but I'm going to be honest with you, that $9 million contract for Darnell Nurse right now is not looking so good, man. It's just not. He looked awful the whole series. And I know he was, I think, what did he say he was playing through?
I don't even remember.
It was like a rib injury. I think he had like a separated rib or something. And he was playing through that, and he said he got that in the last week of the regular season. So he was playing the whole playoffs with that, but even then, he was a liability out there.
Yeah.
He was, yeah. And that's just, that's the way she goes. And these $9 million contracts that these general managers are shelling out to these defensemen, like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Seth Jones.
I mean, like, of all the kind of $9 million guys from that crazy fucking summer last summer, like, Darnell Nurse is probably the only guy that's in the ballpark of deserving it. Like, you kind of get it. But, like, Jones, who was the other one? Werenski, I think.
Werenski, yeah. Werenski just got it. That was basically a please don't leave Columbus fee, though.
Yeah.
Because he was going to, just like everybody else. So.
Well, do you blame him? Or everyone else?
No, yeah, you're a professional athlete. I don't think the dream is to live in Ohio.
If we can I talk about the OT winner in Game 4?
Oh, the Lecky one?
Yeah. Called it. I fucking called it. As soon as the third period ended, put it in the group chat. Lekkonen's going to win the West, second year in a row with the OT winner. Tweeted it from the Bitter Rivals account. What was it, minute 40 seconds in? The boy Lecky does it again.
Lekkonen does it again, yeah.
And like, I don't know if you heard, I think it was McKinnon's comments about him after the game.
That, I traded 75 first-round picks for him.
Well, it was 10, but yeah.
Oh, I thought he said 75.
No, it was 10.
Oh. Anyway, yeah. I did hear that.
Like, that's like such a good trade by Joe Sakic. Like a phenomenal acquisition.
Well, that goal, yeah, and now you're in the final. Any move you make, if you end up in the final, you're like, it was worth it every time.
Well, I mean, and especially when the guy scores the OT winner that sends you to the final.
You swept them.
And not that Lekkonen has been performing. He's been a great player for them throughout this entire playoffs. But
he has, and that's what he does, right? That's what he was for you guys last year too.
Yep, he's just fucking phenomenal. He really is.
Yeah, he is. So, shall we get into the East?
Let's get into the East.
Okay. We did have a chance to talk about the Calgary Edmonton series, right? Ending on the
Yeah.
last episode. Okay, just making sure we didn't skip over that because that was a hell of a series.
That
Anyway,
was, yeah.
so in the East, Tampa Bay is just they win. Like they just win. They
Like
find a way
the
every
scary
fucking
thing. The scary thing for me is I look at that team and I go, who in the next 5 years is going to be able to beat them still?
They just they're so and they keep getting they're so experienced and they keep just building on that experience and soon like they're like they're a dynasty. What else do you say? They know how to win from top to bottom too. We're talking management down to coaching, down to the players, down to fucking the best goaltender in the fucking world.
Yeah.
They just know how to win, man. And it's yeah, you're right. It's terrifying because you don't know like what's going to change. They still have Kucherov. They don't even have Point
Like
right now. They
they're
haven't had
missing
Point since the Toronto series.
they're missing a top 10 player in the league, and they came back from 2 games down against the New York Rangers.
And fucking Steven Stamkos looks like he's 23.
What a fucking game last night.
What a performance, man.
Like you want to talk about like putting the team on your back? Like that is exactly what you got from Steven Stamkos last night.
Holy lightning. I didn't even, but holy lightning, man.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, they're, and again, they are a perfect hockey team. Like I said, Colorado is almost a perfect hockey team. They are. They got the defense. They got the big body defense. They got the puck moving defense. They got the penalty killers, power play guys. They got 4 lines that just, none of them quit ever. Ever. They're just a bunch of Energizer bunnies. They just keep going and they don't fucking stop. They've been going for 3 years, man. They've played more hockey than anybody. And it's just, man, oh man, like, they're not going to run out of gas either. They're not.
No.
They've proven it. They've proven that they are not going to run out of gas. They can do this for 5 more years. Like
really, until one of the big guys leaves, so that's the Stamkos, Hedman probably would be the first 2 to go, just kind of age out. Like until one of those guys goes, they will continue to do this. And it's a scary, scary thought, my guy.
Well, and the thing is, right, and I know that this is, there's 2 ways that Leaf fans are thinking about this, and I think it's a little bit of both for me. First thought, that should be us. We lost game 7, and I will stand by this. 2-2. We lost that game. 2-2. We lost that game. Did you? Hey. Whoa. On the Sergachev goal. Not last night, but the game before. Okay? There was the clearest pick. Way worse than what Justin Holl did to Cirelli on the John Tavares goal. Same referees! Wes McCauley and Eric Furlat. Same refs! And they didn't call it. Are you kidding me? It's a fucking joke. It's a fucking joke. Pathetic.
All right. Abe, you know I'll be the first person to shit on referees here. You know that.
We lost game 7 2-2 because of the fucking referees. That's what happened, and that should be us. So that's the first thought that goes through a Leafs fan's head. The second thought is we're the second best team in the National Hockey League. We took the possible 3-time Stanley Cup champion here to game 7 and lost 2-2.
I can't
put an argument of anybody in the league.
Oh, I'm not saying you don't have an argument, but like when we're looking at this Stanley Cup final of Colorado and Tampa, to me that's 1-2. Those are the 2 best teams in the league. And again, not that the other teams, kind of the 3 and 4 behind them, aren't good, but those 2 are just head and shoulders above everyone else right now.
I disagree. I think if Tampa, Toronto right now has as good an argument as that they could. That easily could be the Toronto Maple Leafs in that Stanley Cup final. Easily. Like I said, we lost on a bullshit call to the Tampa Bay Lightning, who are now there. Yeah. So, no, I disagree with you completely. I I think Toronto can take either of those teams in a 7-game series. And once Tampa Bay beats Colorado, that'll be even more proof that the Toronto Maple Leafs are the second best team in the National Hockey League to the Tampa Bay Lightning, and I don't know what the hell else we can do. I don't know what to do about that. They're so fucking good, and
you literally just have to sit on your hands, and that's why I'm like happy the Habs are kind of in retool mode here.
You're happy that the Habs are ass. Let's call it what it is. Anyway, continue.
Rebuild and retool mode, because I'm hoping in like
first team to ever finish 32nd overall, but continue.
Just because it kind of buys us that time of not having to deal with Tampa in the playoffs while they're this good. And hopefully by the time we, in like 2 or 3 or 4 years, when we kind of get back into that playoff, contention and spots, hopefully Tampa will be kind of on the decline. Hopefully.
I don't know, man. Like I said, I don't see them running out of gas. They've proven to, like, they're just different. They just win. They do everything that they need to do to win. They have an absolute mutant between the pipes. Like, well, I know we say this every week, but holy fuck, man, that guy is just something else.
On goaltending, quick, can we talk about Igor last night? Actually, honestly, probably this whole series with Tampa and New York.
Yeah.
That was the MVP candidate, Igor Shesterkin, that we saw all season.
Yeah.
That was ridiculous from him. Some of those games, Rangers had no right to be in.
No business.
And they still got a 2-0 series lead, and they blew it. Igor did not blow it. Igor played fucking phenomenally.
If they think that he is not the reason that they are where they are, they need to give their head a shake, because, man... Yeah, you're right. 2 Russian menaces facing off. It was unbelievable. It was honestly a treat to watch.
Yeah. So you think the Olympics, like being that coach and looking like, okay, who's my starter? And you're choosing between the 2 best goalies in the league. Outright.
Yes. And yeah. Not just this league either. The whole fucking world. Yeah. Like they're just both, yeah. And when they gave you in the handshake line last night, Shesterkin and Vasilevsky, and they gave each other a hug there. I know that what was said is, national team's looking pretty good for a few years, isn't it? And somewhere Vladislav Tretiak is looking down on it going,
I don't think he's dead, Ave.
No, I know.
Okay, I'm just making sure. Just when you said looking down on it.
No, like looking at, I guess just looking at it going like, this is me. This is, I planted this seed. That's what he's thinking. Man, yeah. Anyway.
So I guess it's time then, Ave. Who you got?
I got the Tampa Bay Lightning.
In how many games?
I think they're going to beat them in 6 games.
Okay, I also have Tampa in 6. Conn Smythe winner. For me, it's got to be Andrei Vasilevsky. Has to be.
So who's got them the last 2 years?
I want to say
one was Hedman for sure.
Yeah.
I forget who has the other one.
It was
Cooch?
I think Cooch last year.
Hedman year 1, Cooch year 2? I think.
Oh no, it was Vasilevsky last year.
Okay, so it was Hedman then Vasilevsky?
Yeah.
I'll bet you Stamkos. Because Vasilevsky's already got one. And Hedman already has one.
Yeah, but that doesn't discount them from...
No, it doesn't discount them, but you know how these awards work.
Yeah.
I'll bet you it's Stammer.
Yeah, but let's be real. It's Andrei Vasilevsky.
Oh God. How could anybody be more valuable in a playoff run than that guy?
Yeah.
Like,
he's just so Like now I know how it fucking felt as a fan when like in like 2015 playing 2015 Carey Price. I get it now. Because this is just like
it's very, very frustrating.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can pepper him all you want. He's just not gonna let want to know what the stat that I saw this morning on Sportsnet made me sick. Since 2020, Andrei Vasilevsky in series clinching games, 995 save percentage.
Oh, I think I know this is the one you're talking about. So not including last night, I think he was he's like 11-4 with like 6 shutouts.
Yeah, and since 2020, I believe the stat was he is 8-0. And he stopped 219 out of 221 shots.
Like that's just not even fair. Like what's the point?
Such a gamer, man. Like
you get into an elimination game with the Lightning. It's basically you might as well not even fucking show up.
Exactly. There's just a brick wall and net. Like,
and then like if you do score on them 21 seconds later, they fucking pull one back.
Yeah.
Yeah. How's your playoff bracket looking?
I don't even remember. I think it's blown to fucking shreds, if you want the honest truth. I don't even remember what it was at this point. Oh my lightning.
Mine is like clinging to life. The only thing I've got going left is that I had Tampa in the Cup final, so I can actually get no more like points in mine because I had Calgary winning it. But yeah, other than Tampa in the final, just fucking right in the shitter.
Well, I sure as hell had the Leafs in the final, so my Eastern bracket's broken. And did I have Calgary? Do you remember?
I don't. No, I think you had Colorado. So I think you might have that.
So
but again, you're in the same boat as me where you didn't pick the right winner, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Yep.
And I do have one more fill in the blank for you here.
Okay.
Your first Stanley Cup final memory is blank.
You mentioned this one earlier, and it's really late. Like, it's a late one, and I don't know why. And it might not even be my first, but, like, the most vibrant one in my memory is Kane scoring against the Flyers to win.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a lot more recent than I thought coming from you.
That's for whatever reason. I think before that, probably, like, I remember certain things. Like, actually, I remember watching Anaheim beat Ottawa.
Okay, so it'd be like 2007, yeah.
That's like the earliest that I could think of.
Mine is 2003 Devils and Mighty Ducks, because they were still the Mighty Ducks back then.
Okay.
And I remember that was like, honestly, it's some of my first like hockey memories. But I remember just wanting the Mighty Ducks to win because of the movies, and they lost, and it was heartbreaking.
Yeah, they did end up winning when they were just the Ducks.
Yeah, eventually.
And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, one that's even more even further back is Edmonton, Carolina.
2006, yeah.
That's the furthest back I think I can go, though. I was 8 years old at the time.
Oh yeah, it's about right.
Who was even the year before that?
Lockout? So that was lockout before that, and then it was Tampa, Calgary, and then Anaheim, New Jersey, and then.
Yeah, I don't remember the Tampa Calgary one, so there you go.
Okay, you don't remember the fucking Iggy and LeCavalier fight?
I have watched it, but I don't remember it happening. No.
Fucking great! That was great shit.
Yeah. Want to know what I just thought of? Remember when Nail Yakupov scored that goal and celebrated harder than Patrick Kane did when he actually won the Stanley Cup?
Wasn't that like a fucking just like a regular season game too?
It was like 3 games into the regular season, and he tied it with like a couple seconds left to go to overtime, I think, is what happened. And just sellied like an absolute maniac for no reason.
Yeah, but would that have been like one of his first goals in the league or no?
I think he had scored a few times like already. It was like his 4th or 5th kick at the can. Yeah, maybe it wasn't the 3rd game of the season, but
okay.
I don't think it was his first NHL goal, which would be still outrageous to react
Like
like
still
that.
outrageous, but at least you'd understand that one.
Yeah.
Because like let's be real, Abe. If I scored a goal in the NHL, like that's Selly, I don't care if my team's losing fucking 15-0 and I score a goal, I'm selling that as hard as fucking possible.
Yeah, fair. Just because we're talking about Sellies right now, shout out to South African golfer Dylan Fratelli, who yesterday, after landing a beautiful approach shot on the green, about 6 feet away, proceeds to put on a Toronto Maple Leafs jersey and then drain the putt and then give a one-knee Selly on the green. It was awesome. It was fantastic. Also, shout out to Canadian Corey Connors, who also made a pretty sick approach shot and then tossed on the same jersey I'm wearing, but with a number 16 Mitch Marner on it.
Oh, I haven't seen that clip.
Yeah.
You'll have to send me that one.
Corey Connors, the Canadian. Love CC. Anyway. So, getting into some specific things, I really want to get this off my chest. Evander Kane is a fucking scumbag.
I'm sorry, Abe, can you just repeat that like one more time?
Evander Kane is a fucking scumbag.
All right. Just making sure we got that like nice and clear there.
Yeah. So that was an absolutely terrible hit. That's one of the most dangerous plays in hockey, and the fact that he got one game should be an absolute, like, the NHL and Gary Bettman and George Peros and the Department of Player Safety should be ashamed, because God knows how long Kadri's going to be out. Thank God it was a wrist injury, because he looked like he could have been killed, to be honest with you. So,
and it's one of those hits, like I saw some people like online defending it, and it's like what is there to defend?
No, you cross-check a guy who doesn't see you coming from behind into the fucking boards head first.
Yeah. Like it's not even that he like kind of clipped his side, like it was literally right on the fucking numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Like it just you just cannot do that.
Yep.
And yeah, and the fact that even I don't care that it's playoffs, to me that's 3+. Easy.
Gotta be.
Like but again, the Department of Player Safety fucking spins the wheel of fortune, and it was only the one.
I don't understand how you suspend that for. That's crazy to me. That's crazy to me. Especially after all the bullshit that this guy's put the league through with fake vaccine passports and dirty plays in the past and them having to investigate him for gambling on his own fucking games. Like, come on, man. Come on.
But like that, here's the thing is that shouldn't have anything to do with it, because I don't care who throws that hit or who takes that hit. That's a fucking atrocious hit.
It's you got it. You cannot throw that hit. You cannot.
Like, I don't care if McDavid does it. I don't care if fucking John Scott does it. Awful fucking hit.
You just can't do that. You simply cannot do that. That is horrible. That is you're gonna kill somebody, man.
Honestly.
Like the way that his head hit the boards, I thought he was done. Honestly.
Like as it happened, my first thought was, fuck, he's getting stretchered off the ice here.
Exactly. That was my first thought too. Like that was honestly my first thought. And you know what? He was playing so well too, Cads.
Oh my God.
Nazem was having such a good, like, redeeming himself in all of the bullshit that he's put everybody through in the past in the playoffs. He was playing so well. And you know what? I really hope that he can make a comeback in the final at some point. That would be awesome.
I hope so too. And like for two reasons, like obviously for him personally, like it's great, but like adding a player like that to this series is just going to make it better. Same with Braden Point. I hope they both get back, because I want to see the best versus the best.
Yeah, exactly.
And can I stick on this for a little bit more?
Go ahead.
Just specifically for talking Kadri, like I look at the hits that he's thrown that he's been suspended for in the playoffs, where he got the rest of the series against the Boston Bruins, right?
Yeah, for that cross check on DeBrusque.
Yeah, and I'm looking at that, and I'm looking at the hit that he took there from Evander Kane. I'm like, how are those not like if you're going to suspend Kadri for the rest of the fucking series, however many games it goes, but then you're going to look at that hit by Evander Kane and be like, it's only one. Or I think of fucking Alex Goligoski cross-checking Brendan Gallagher in the mouth, breaking his jaw, only getting one game. And then you look at that hit, and you're like, that's the same punishment? Like, that really? Like, it's just not It's just not
zero
fun.
consistency. Zero
Like,
consistency.
It's just a
Like,
fucking piss off.
Yeah, and the thing is like, not that there's an excuse for how shitty the refs are,
No.
but at least that happens in the moment, right? When you're making inconsistent decisions, be it like for as the Department of Player Safety, like you are reviewing these, you have all of the angles and time that you need to make the correct call, and you're still making the wrong call.
Yeah.
Like that's the frustrating part. It's not like a split-second decision that you have to do what the referee does, right?
Like, yeah, and that's the thing. Like, a ref can miss something. They can fucking, that we know they're not perfect. We want them to be perfect, but like we know that they're not going to be perfect. They're going to be like 90. They're on like a 95%. That's where we want them, right? Like, miss a couple things here and there.
Because human error.
Right. Yeah, and like even the call on the play was a 5-minute major, and they didn't kick him out of the game. I didn't know that was possible. I didn't know you could get a 5 and not get tossed.
How does he not get kicked out of the game? How does he not get kicked out of the game for that?
Like,
yeah. Keeping it on the subject of dirty plays, Lafreniere last night, that was ugly too, man.
Oh
and
my!
He's got to get suspended for that.
I don't know what he was trying to do.
I don't know why he did that at all. He like chicken winged.
Hey, but like
into Victor Hedman's chin.
Yeah.
It was horrible. It was horrible. Thank God Hedman's a mutant, because if that was anybody else, I think they're probably getting stretchered off the ice. Did you see Hedman coming off the ice? I thought he was going to kill someone.
Oh, fucking when he snapped his stick and scared the shit out of Ray Ferraro.
He looked like Thor, man. Like, coming off the ice, his eyes were just wide. I think John Cooper thought he was about to die, because he came and smashed his stick, and Coop literally was just like, ah!
Well, yeah, well, that's the guy who's like, what, 6'6" without skates on?
Yeah, 6'6", 240 probably.
Yeah, so at another, so he's 6'7" on skates and pissed off and swinging a stick. I'd be a little worried too.
Yeah, and then talks to a couple teammates, slams the door, and just walks back to the fucking concussion protocol room. Man. Yeah, I hope he's not hurt long term.
Did we get anything off that? Did the Department of Player Safety tweet anything about it? Probably not.
Not that I've seen. Here, let's actually go to their webpage, their page here. NHL DOPS.
I am not seeing anything that I can find.
Yeah, well, Darren Dreger, the only thing that I've seen is Darren Dreger. Not sure how the officials missed the Lafreniere headshot on Hedman, but the Department of Player Safety will review it for sure. Dangerous play.
See, like, I love Darren, but, like...
Yeah, he really underestimates the stupidity of the fucking Player Safety.
Like, should they review it for sure? Yes.
Absolutely, yes. It was.
Are they going to review it for sure? Probably not.
Yeah, they're clowns, so...
Yeah.
Anyway, it's going to be a great final, man. I think we can all agree this is going to be some good hockey here, and I'm really, really excited for it. There's been a lot of finals, like you said, over the past few years where it's like last year. I'm sorry, I think everybody knew Tampa was just going to roll Montreal, and I didn't watch it. I barely watched that series.
I mean, off the top of my head, I don't think I watched much of Tampa Dallas. I don't think I watched much of Boston and St. Louis. Washington and Vegas I watched a bunch of because that was good. But yeah, this is very much like when you do, like, at the beginning of the season we talk about like the best teams in the league and who should be in the Cup final. It's always, it's always like this. Where, oh yeah, the best team in the East and the actual best team in the West, and now we actually are seeing them. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
Yep. Yeah, it's like I said, I'm very excited. I can't wait, and it's gonna be some good hockey. Man, holy lightning! Listen to this. Listen to this. Igor Shesterkin this playoffs, .929 save percentage.
Okay.
259 goals against. 79 saves in the first game of round one. 669 saves total. Just kept them in it.
Like,
Man.
Anything other than a genuinely world-class goaltending performance by Shesterkin, and the Rangers don't make it out of the first round.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're a good team, but like absolute carry job.
So Andrei Vasilevsky in his last 8 series clinching wins, 0.25 GAA, 991, 6 shutouts.
Because I'm looking at that as that's a series clinching game.
Series clinching wins.
No. I mean, that's a series clinching win to all the way to a cup, conceding 1 goal. Like that's like what are you supposed to do against that?
Like, he's a brick wall. He's a brick wall.
I'm
gonna start crying because I don't know what the hell we're gonna do.
Like I said, Abe, I'm happy the Habs are in the spot they're in because it's just not our fucking problem right now. We just have to deal with them 2 or 3 times a season, and then like fuck it.
Yeah, exactly. And one more thing I want to touch on before we shut her down. I just remembered. If you sucker punch somebody who is a fan of the opposing team that you're playing against in a playoff series because you lost, you are also a scumbag. You are more of a scumbag than Evander Kane is.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. That's here. I don't even know the guy's name. Some loser in New York decided it was a good idea to sucker the Tampa Bay Lightning fan behind him at MSG because he was cheering for the Tampa Bay Lightning. They weren't even in any sort of altercation whatsoever. And this guy
he literally just turned around
and cold cocks him. Yeah. If you do that, you are the scum of the earth and you deserve to rot in a prison cell.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Yeah. It's pretty simple, actually. So I had to say that because that was outrageous. Like, I think about, like, we live relatively close to Detroit. I think about me and my dad and my girlfriend going down to Detroit, like the Leafs watch, if let's say Detroit and the Leafs meet in the playoffs and I want to go down to Detroit for a game. Do I want to worry about some fucking asshole cold cocking me because I'm a Leafs fan? Like, no. And just so everybody knows, the guy's been charged with, first of all, that assault. He also committed another assault on the way, as he was trying to flee.
Because someone tried to stop him.
Someone tried to stop him, so he committed another assault against them. He was charged with 2 counts of disorderly, and I think that's it. 2 counts of both disorderly and 2 counts of assault.
I think there was 2 of something else.
Maybe 2 battery?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't study law.
So he's getting charged, and actually I just saw a picture of him in court. So
good.
But he's also never allowed in MSG again. So don't be a fucking idiot is basically what I'm saying here. Anyway, that's all I got.
I do have one more thing. It's entirely not relating to anything that we've just talked about.
Okay.
But this week, the Habs hired Marie-Phillip Poulin as a player development consultant. Huge dub for the Habs. Huge dub.
And huge dub for her because she's going to continue her playing career as well.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Because that's kind of the beauty of this whole deal for us and for her. Is that for right now, it's just a consultant role. And it's going to be mostly with the younger guys, like prospects. So, not that she doesn't have to commit time to it, but it's, it's not like we're bringing her into the main
front
team.
Office. Yeah.
She basically already confirmed that she's going for at least another Olympic cycle. So that's another gold for us. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
And I mean,
thank you very much.
And I mean, anytime you add, even if we just keep it on the ice here, a player of her quality to your team, and I mean team isn't like total, huge. And then you add, the person Marie-Phillip Poulin to the organization too is just incredible for us.
Yep. It sure is similar to what the Leafs have done with Haley Wickenheiser, right? I think
Exactly.
they actually have the same role, if I'm not mistaken. And now that Haley's done playing, she's more on ice and she's more player development now than consulting. But that's
I was gonna say it's
where
probably the
Marie-Phillip
only
Poulin is
difference
gonna
right
end up.
now.
Yeah,
I know, and I think that's exactly what it's. That's
Yeah.
exactly kind of where
Yeah,
it's
she'll be
designed.
on the ice in a Habs tracksuit in no time.
Oh yeah, and I mean, like, if I'm a young kid in the Habs organization, I see that, I'm fucking fired up.
Oh yeah.
Like, that is one of the best hockey players.
Yeah,
You know,
male or female in the
Yeah.
world. Yeah, and on the female side of things, she's the GOAT. Like
it's kind of I want to say undisputed GOAT. Well, I know there's a couple of fucking people you could
Wick. Come on.
Yeah, and I know there's a couple of the Americans too, but like
a couple of the Americans, yeah, like Kendall Coyne. She's done a lot for the game too. The women's game, like she's done a lot to grow it. Also interesting from the women's game, our under 18s are getting fucking murdered. We lost to Finland, and the States beat us 7-0. That is not good at all.
Now, is that like a full strength U18 team, or is that like
Jerome McGinley's daughter's on it?
Ooh, that's not good.
No, we're getting clapped, and it's not good at all. So, figure that shit out.
At Hockey Canada.
Yeah, like, come on. Anyway, I think that's all we got for the week. You got anything else?
I believe that is it. Game 1 goes Wednesday night.
Yes. Yes, it does.
Game 2 is Saturday. And then actually, so we'll only have 2 games to talk about next week. So.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, maybe something else will happen. There's something that we didn't get to this week that we can get a little bit more on next week is the coaching carousel in the NHL right now. Because it's a big topic to get into. I don't think we have the time today. But we will definitely do a deep dive into that. Maybe a couple hires will happen by next week as well, so we'll have a little bit more to talk about, which would be nice.
Or a couple more coaches to get fired.
Or even more getting fired. Like that Bruce Cassidy one was mind-blowing, man. I don't know what the hell's going on.
That is straight up discard for Bedard. Straight up. Yeah,
so we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with that. We'll get more into that next week. Anyway, thank you to the Game Entertainment and Media for hosting us on your website. And give us a follow on Instagram and Twitter if you haven't already, at Bitter Rivals Pod and at Bitter Rivals Podcast. Other than that,
subscribe to the YouTube channel as well.
Yes, the YouTube channel. I always forget about the YouTube channel. Anyways, other than that, we thank you for listening again this week, and we'll catch you next week.